Ladies and gentlemen, the session that we are proceeding into will talk about the use of Aadhar by private entities, SWIK Rules and Aadhar app. May I invite and welcome our speakers on stage. From the Unique Identification Authority of India, Deputy Director General Mr. Abhishek Kumar Singh. We request Director Authentication Mr. Abhijeet to join us on stage. Head of Engineering, Mr. Barada Prasad Sabut, also to join us on stage. And we request Director Mr. Sanjeev Yadav to join us on stage. We also request Ms. Tanusree Deb Barma, Deputy Director General Tech Center, UIDAI Technology Center. Here are speakers for this upcoming session. A warm welcome to each one of you on the stage. And we request our audience members to quickly settle so that we can immediately get you all started. Here are our speakers to talk about the use of Aadhar by private entities.
Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to friends from the private sector for this specific session, which speaks of how the Aadhaar ecosystem has expanded and now come to a stage where we would like more and more private use cases to come on board. So I'll just start the presentation. Well, this is what Aadhaar does. And this is what Aadhaar is all about. It spots you in a billion and no binoculars needed. This shall be the flow of our presentation. There shall be a couple of slides about Aadhaar and its impact. Thereafter, we shall shift our focus to the BFSI sector, then talk of the new rules which enable the onboarding of non-government use cases. And we talk of then a very interesting innovation, our hero product, so to say, face authentication. And when we talk of hero product, well, we shall be coming out with the Aadhaar app. So the closing part of the session shall be about the app. Well, the thing with Aadhaar is that whenever you're speaking about it, there are huge numbers. So by now it's like 1.43 billion Aadhars generated. This is a per day kind of a snapshot. We still do about 75,000 enrollments per day and more than 90 million authentications. Authentication is what we shall be focusing on. So these are some numbers. We do a different kind of authentications. Biometric is the major chunk of it. And in biometric, I would like to draw your attention to the face auth part of it. This 7%, the entire growth rate practically has been in the last 2 years. So every month we are seeing increasing adoption of the face authentication as a modality. And thankfully with the multi-factor authentication guidelines by RBI, the banking sector is warming up to it. NPCI itself is now coming up with a solution whereby for high value transactions, they shall be mandating the use of face authentication. Well, but this is, we know what online authentication is all about. So it allows us to identify who is who. So the uniqueness of the person. If we are doing a KYC, then if there is an address change, if there is a demographic change in the attributes of a person, in the attributes associated with the person, we get the most recent packet. It's the only way you can identify with certainty because we are using biometrics here. And you can use it for proof of present, presence and liveliness wherever required. So let's talk of the impact part of it. I'm going fast because we intend to spend some more time on the Q&A part. So pardon me if I'm going a little fast here. So in terms of the impact, well, this is just one of the items shown here, which is Jan Dhan, more than 560 million accounts opened. If we talk of the Aadhaar enabled payments for DBT, it's 870 million. And the biggest impact is the last figure in the blue panel, that this is the cumulative saving it has enabled for the government of India by proper targeting, by correct identification, by removing the duplicates from the list of beneficiaries. A huge cleansing up happened once the benefits disbursement got linked with Aadhaar. So in terms of an ecosystem, well, there are more than 2,200 government welfare schemes, and we have a decent number under the good governance services also onboarded. And we shall be talking a little more on the good governance part a little later. Now we change gears, talk of the challenges that the BFSI sector specifically faces, and different types of frauds is a huge concern. And all of you from this sector would probably relate to this slide a little more. So there could be digital payment fraud, there could be impersonation frauds. And so therefore, what is it that we are talking of? We are saying that a simple Aadhaar KYC can actually enable you to counter a lot of these challenges. So this is the legal enablement part of Aadhaar, because we work under a legal framework of the Aadhaar Act, and the Aadhaar Act enables certain routes, and the two major ones are 44B1 and 44B2. And other than that, Aadhaar allows that if any other act of the government of India mandates authentication through Aadhaar, we can use that. So telecom use cases, all the telcos, despite being private, are using Aadhaar authentication, and that's because it is so mentioned in their act. And also the PMLA Act. So PMLA Section 11 mandates that eKYC shall be done, and therefore the entities are notified for use of Aadhaar authentication, and they get onboarded. Now, the important part here is the 44B2 part, which is what we shall be speaking about. So just 44V1, this is a snapshot. A lot of entities already onboarded. More than 232 are onboarded as far as the BFSI sector is concerned. And if you look at the sector share in total authentication, it's a little over 1/3. And the gap, so to say, is that 146 non-banking financial intermediaries already notified are yet to be onboarded. And we would, if some of you are here, we would actually encourage you to please come over and join this, so to say, the platform, the foundational ID platform, which enables correct identification of your customers. So now we come to the 44B2 part of it, which is what we call as the new SWIK rules. So new SWIK rules enables, till now Aadhaar, if you look at it, allowed, initially the entire focus was on targeting and identification of correct beneficiaries, so that the state benefits, the subsidies, the disbursements goes to the correct person. There was a element of private sector also. The Aadhaar Act allowed for that. Later on, it was stopped by the Supreme Court. But after a lot of deliberations, the government thought that if the interest of the state is being served, we should allow non-government use for Aadhaar. And that is what we shall be focusing on for the remaining part of the session. So through these new rules, we call them good governance rules, which have been notified in January of this year, basically any purpose can be notified which is in the interest of the state. It should allow ease of doing business, ease of living, and more importantly, or most importantly, it allows for the non-government use cases to be onboarded. We have a couple of players, happy to share that the biggest player in the matrimony sector, online matrimony sector, will soon be getting onboarded. And we are also in talks with the biggest player in the private security domain for use of Aadhaar-based authentication. So this is what we shall be speaking on, and I think I will now hand over to my colleague, Sanjeev ji, for taking you giving you a slightly deeper view into the SWIK rules.
Right. Thank you, sir. So I'll just come here. Yeah. So before we proceed ahead, just a little more detailed perspective of Section 44B1, 44B2. Erstwhile, all entities which were regulated by 4 regulators, this is RBI, PFRDA, IRDA. These all entities were permitted to come under Section 44B1 of Aadhaar Act, and there were some entities which were left out because they were not coming under the definition of reporting entities, and they are not regulated by someone. And that is why there has been amendment into SWIK rules, which is now permitting for these non-regulated entities to come on board. So classically, if we say that definitely there were some of private entities which were onboarded, but they were onboarded through Section 44B1 of Aadhaar Act. Now, if we look at classical case of BFSI, in BFSI there can be a mix of both Section 44B1 and 44B2. 44B1 because this is for financial sector, this is deriving from PML 11A, wherein it is for basically financial business rules. There can be some non-financial business rules also for which you will be using Aadhaar authentication. So in addition to definitions which have already been covered for when you are onboarding a customer or giving any doing financial business, whether it is giving loan or opening of FD, any kind of business rule. In addition to this, when it is if you look at overall ecosystem, there will be like people who or ecosystem associated with BFSI. There can be employee management. Now you can make an additional application under 44B2 of Aadhaar Act, wherein once it is approved under same license key, you will be able to use these additional purpose also. Like for your employee attendance, for security agencies, because definitely you are depending upon security agencies for your ATM management. You will be depending upon security agencies which are manning your premises, static ATMs. You will be depending upon BCs also for providing last mile banking connectivity. It can be for your HRMS portal, like I mentioned, for background verification of your employee which you are onboarding. So all this will be covered under 44B2. So it is for larger interest that if you are already a requesting entity and you are covered under 44B1, please come under 44B2 also for additional purposes. Now, certain additional cases like cab aggregators or on e-commerce. Again, there are a lot of use cases which is for e-commerce. Let's say it is for delivery agents or their own partners onboarding. For cab aggregator, it is driver onboarding. For customer onboarding, for their loyalty programs, for attendance mechanism, for other, they have intermediaries also for their identification also. These purposes can be used. When we look at security agencies, again, security agencies, though in loose, have been using Aadhaar authentication. I mean, they have defined into their rules, but they have not been onboarded. So it has been brought by DDG and we a while back. There are a lot of use cases around security agency. Today, you will find that security agencies have become an essential part of the business. We just spoke of BFSI, but they can be like at airport security. There are some important security installations which are of national strategic importance. So first layer, we are putting private security inside can be their own mechanism, but definitely first layer is private security agency. So there again, background verification and positive identification of this person is very, very essential. Now, benefits which we are incurring into this is that once security, for example, security personnel is stationed at that place, so you firstly background verification is there, then this person when he's marking his attendance, so you are capturing geographical location also of that particular person. You know time and place of capture also, that yes, this person was here and he's the same person who has been nominated to be there. No alias is standing there. Now they are facilitating into a lot of logistics also for domestic help, private at private places. For now there is temporary hiring sometimes for some one-time event like some sports event or some entertainment event. Again, there is one-time hiring. So again, for verification of these people, we can use Aadhaar authentication. Travel and tourism, a very big sector, largely unregulated. We already spoken about hotel or hospitality so far. But again, we have got a lot of private aggregators, tour aggregators, which are mushrooming. Regulator have already given them adequate guidelines, but they are not followed in letter and spirit. So here, till now, since they were out of ambit of Aadhaar authentication, perhaps they were not able to leverage it, but now they already been covered under modified SWIK rule, so they can also now leverage Aadhaar authentication. This is for their employee onboarding as well as for customers also, when they are providing services to the customers. Now, healthcare, again, is very big sector. Private hospitals, as we are aware, they are filling the gap into healthcare. So private hospitals and diagnostics are again a very big use case wherein they can use Aadhaar authentication facility that can be for patient management, for their doctors management, for again, this is big ecosystem. There are security guards which are there. There will be a lot of temporary hires during some temporary phase. There can be some associate people also. Same goes for diagnostics also. For diagnostic, e-diagnostic is again a big sector which is coming up. They are empaneling some labs. They are empaneling some people, those who are into diagnostic business. So for positive identification of these also, Aadhaar authentication can be used. Matrimony has already been spoken in length and breadth. Again, examination. So we have seen example of NT. NT has been conducting a lot of competitive exams. So same way, there are some private institutes which have been conducting competitive exams and private colleges. So there are a couple of private colleges which have got large presence across length and breadth of the country. So they can also now use Aadhaar authentication either for their faculty management and for student management. Also, they can link this with ABC ID and things like these. Now, for onboarding through SWIK, this is Social Welfare Innovation Knowledge. Process is very, very simple. We have to identify that our use case lies under which particular ministry or department. It need not be a central ministry. Since if you are based in a state, you can submit your request through some state department. UIDAI has already reached out to all states and departments to give their nodal officer. List is available with us. Very soon we will be publishing this on our website. So you have to identify who is your department, submit your request to the department. And very soon we will be, currently like this portal is only for, sir, you can come ahead. There is a seat vacant here. Yeah. So till now, this was for government entities, but going forward, this will be for private entities also. So end-to-end, you will have visibility where does your application lies. And process is very, very simple. It's very user-friendly application form which you can fill. You submit to the department submits it to MITI to UIDAI. UIDAI gives a recommendation back to MITI, and MITI gives administrative approval. And based on this, a gazette notification has to be published. Again, for onboarding, this was the part for approval of the purpose. Now comes second important thing. This is for onboarding. There can be two processes in which you can be onboarded, whether it can be as AUA if you think you are capable enough or technically competent enough to handle your technical capabilities, you can come as AUA and KUA. And if you think that you have got less numbers, you require less technical burdens, you can come as sub-A and sub-KUA. So both the options are open. In case of you wanted to come as AU and KUA, you have to submit a request directly to UIDAI. In case you wanted to become sub-A, sub-KU, you have to choose some partner with you, which is an existing AU and KUA. Submit your application to that particular partner and he will be submitting it to UIDAI. And this is how it is. Like I mentioned, compliance burden reduces and end-to-end UIDAI will do all hand-holding for you for faster onboarding. So we have a couple of cases in which onboarding was in as less as 20 days. Now face authentication again is a flagship project, and as we are aware that this was awarded PM's Award in Excellence in Innovation category this year. So face authentication basically is purely UIDAI in-house product, and this facilitates authentication anytime, anywhere. You don't require any additional device for face authentication. Your mobile becomes your device. So just use your device. There are a lot of use cases. Already a lot of banks and affiliate regulated entities, they have already using it. So some time back, like Bajaj Financial Services, they were mentioning like they are biggest user of face authentication. So end to end, they have facilitated the entire customer journey on face authentication. So there is no contact with your customer. It is just an application. There is proof of presence of a person, and seamlessly with comfort of a at home, the person can do face authentication. And he can onboard and he can use your services. Numbers are swelling up. It was started some time back, not much back, and it has already crossed 2 billion transactions and counting. Per day transactions have already exceeded 15 million, and per month transactions have already exceeded 210 million. So these are huge numbers which we are crossing, and with each passing day, transactions are increasing. So if you look into BFSI sector, we already spoken in length and breadth about it. Lot of entities have already leveraged it. And it is becoming a good use case for all financial entities, and specifically we have seen that NBFCs and insurance sector, they are very much forthcoming for adoption of face authentication. Now, if I am an entity and I am onboarding a customer, so I can onboard that customer through face authentication. Now, some documents are required to be signed. You can do face authentication based digital e-sign. So, I mean, there is no physical intervention, no physical presence required anywhere. If I'm a professional, I don't have time in morning, I can sit in night and do all my process. It is so seamless and simple. We already done a POC with RBI wherein VSIP and face authentication both were tested. And we found that results with face authentication were much better than through VSIP. Because in VSIP, there is little more burden that there is requirement of a BC agent behind the camera. You have to set up a call with your customer. Then there is some challenge response. These things are there. Whereas in case of face authentication, it's just your mobile at comfort of your home. Just do face authentication, liveness check, and it's done. UIDAI has launched a new app. This is called as Aadhar, wherein this is triangle of Aadhar number holder, UIDAI, and there is a service provider. So this will be called as being used by OVSC, this offline verification seeking entity. So my colleague, Mr. Sabut, he will be speaking in length about it. So.
Thank you. Sanjeev covered some of the use cases. So as I said, I always say this, that we are a platform for billions of people and there are millions of use cases. And whatever Sanjeev didn't cover out of that millions, It all can be done with the help of Aadhaar app. So what platform we are providing is, this is an app for a family wherein the mobile number is shared amongst the members. That what it means that if you have one smartphone in your family, you can onboard all your Aadhars of yours as well as your family members. And you can do life cycle management of all the family members. When we say life cycle management, it means you can do your address update, you can do your mobile update in coming days with the help of the Aadhaar app. You don't have to queue up at the enrollment center to do that kind of transaction. It is all available at your home with the help of the Aadhaar app. That's something is coming as part of this offering. Show, share, and verify. These are the three key features of this app. Today, wherever you have to produce your Aadhaar for verification, you have to show the Aadhaar. You can use this app. It gives the exact replica of the data which is there in the CIDR. You can show it to the verifier. And when we say show, it's a visual verification of the Aadhaar data. Share is something, let's say you take the case of your hotel journey, which COSA just mentioned in the fireside chat. You have to share your Aadhaar details or any kind of identity details. If you have to share, over there, you can select what is to be shared. There is a selective share feature is there. Today, when you go to the hotel or you go to a place where an identity verification is required, what you do is typically you give your card or you give your Aadhaar letter, and that is completely gets scanned and taken by the person who requires that identity information or the entity which requires that identity information. What we are coming up with this app is you can control what is to be shared. It's a selective share feature based on the technologies that has been already accepted internationally, both W3C as well as ISO standards. So that means this functionality is just not limited to the geographical boundaries of India. Even outside India also, you can produce your identity and you can do a selective share, as long as the other party supports those protocols. Verify is a feature like when you are sharing your identity, if you need to verify the presence of the person, you can always seek for that. And when you have opted for that feature, we perform a face verification with the help of the photograph which is available locally in the device. Technology what we employ in our CIDR for face verification or face matching, same technology has been pushed to the edge, to the mobile app. Same template that we use in the backend, it's getting generated in the app, and we do a 1:1 matching and confirm verification of the person when he is performing this share transaction. Moving on, I just mentioned about resident, it is completely resident control, what you can share. There are some of the use cases I have just spoken, and I think those who have attended the fireside chat, I think this has become redundant. Again, security check-ins, delivery, check-in of delivery executives. Yeah, I'll skip. So I have one, before I go to the thank you slide, so here at the GFF, I saw a lot of hype around the agentic flows, like delegating certain responsibility to the AI agents. For example, doing some, say, purchases on your behalf, or doing certain automation. If you are looking at day-to-day automation at your office or at your workplace, certain automation you would like to leave it to the agents to perform. In such an use case, how do you ensure that what task that has been assigned to the agent, who has authorized the task, and who has authenticated the execution of the task? while agent will perform the task, but somebody has to authorize. That means there is a human signature that is required. So this app enables you to attach that human signature to an agentic flow. So if you are an organization and exploring agentic workflows at your place, please feel free to reach out to us. We will help you in onboarding you to the app as well as experimenting those flows, because that's the future. A lot of AI-based agents will be at workplace, at your date, and you will be using in your day-to-day life. So it is better to see that those agentic flows are attached with a human signature. So that's all I think. So if you see last 2 days, we are there in our stall, and the session by CEO sir on the fireside chat, it has covered the whole feature set of the Aadhar app that is going to come in near future. What we are going to do our rest of the time is take bunch of questions from you on the Aadhar app as well as on the SWIK rules. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mayank. I wanted to ask about, let me backtrack. Before this new Aadhaar features that are going live, we were using DigiLocker. And we have seen immense frauds happening on DigiLocker, wherein same photo is there on Aadhaar and same photo there is on PAN card. So like the challenge is whether should we consider DigiLocker as authentic source of data or we should not. Like that's the challenge.
Yeah, may I know you're from which organization?
I'm from a regulated entity, Pink Friends.
Okay, so I believe the best thing will be that you come directly to us, because sector is open. There are two ways in which you can come on board UIDAI. Firstly is you can come through eKYC Setu. So eKYC Setu again is a NPCI flagship project, wherein all you have to do is just submit your application to NPCI and they will facilitate you to onboarding and you will get infrastructure as service end to end. That is first thing. Secondly, you can make application to your regulator, and through regulator you can, your regulator is RBI, so RBI will send your proposal to UIDAI. UIDAI sends it to Department of Revenue, which publishes gazette notification, and with this gazette notification, now you come to UIDAI for onboarding. So rather than depending upon third party, I would suggest that it is better that you come directly on board with UIDAI. That will make better use case for you.
And what about the impersonations that has happened? So we'll be having no impersonations from the authentic source.
See,
right?
like it has been brought out and which we have been impressing upon into various sessions. When we say impersonation, so if someone is doing biometric authentication, how do we think impersonation will take place? I mean, your fingerprints are your fingerprints.
True.
I cannot take your fingerprints. Your face is your face. I cannot take your face. Your iris is your iris. I cannot take your iris. So biometric, along with, you can have some additional modality because we always speak of multi-factor authentication. So let primary source of authentication be the biometric authentication. Along with this, you can have secondary as multi-factor authentication. So I don't foresee that impersonation or hijacking can take place anytime.
Another question is with respect to the latency part. Can we address something on that part?
Which latency are we talking of?
Like if there is a call from my side to UIDAI, would there be like reduction on latency, like from the tech point of view?
We have recently introduced something called the Health API in Aadhaar, and all our requesting entities who are already associated as AUAs and KUAs have been published that API. So the moment you face a difficulty, you directly hit back and check whether the Health API is down so that you can communicate or work around that difficulty. In DigiLocker, the issue is that there are latencies that get introduced in DigiLocker also. So why go through a middle agency when you can directly come? If your use case is large enough, you come through AUA, KUA channel. If your use case is experimental, small enough to start with, you come through the Aadhaar app where the tokenization takes care of the impersonation, fraudulent measures. All those things will get taken care of.
Thank you.
Yes, we would like to investigate what you have experienced. Yes.
Basically, it is happening on
Okay. We'll exchange contacts. Sure.
Sir, I'll add with just two small things in half a minute. The latency is all about how we do on a circuit. Minimize the circuit. Second part of your question was impersonation. That can be reduced by the number of people in between doing it. So you can directly from the source of the truth. And if you face lot of impersonation has been on OTP part, because OTP doesn't guarantee you the person. It guarantees you that you have an access to a verified device, not the person or a place of this thing. So please take care of just three small things and you will have very less problem on it. Okay?
Yeah. Can we have second question?
Yeah, hi. So my name is Trambakeshwar Vatsa. I am from NEML. Currently, I mean, we manage the procurement and disposal on behalf of NAFED and a couple of other government bodies. So, because of a recent government mandate, now we are kind of mandated to use Aadhaar-based payments to the farmers. So we are going through the KUA and sub-KUA route. What I want to understand is, as a private entity, NEML, can I become a AUA itself, something which you touch in your presentation?
Yes, you can definitely become a requesting entity yourself. So we have already, like I have described, that you have to, you are based in some particular state or?
In Mumbai, Maharashtra.
No, you have got presence pan-India?
Pan-India.
Okay. So now there are two ways in which you can come. Either you can submit your application through some department of Maharashtra government to MIT, and through MIT this will come to UIDAI. This is approval of the proposal, purpose approval, first part. And once this purpose has been approved, then you can directly come on board. Or you can make your application, instead of Maharashtra, you can submit your application through some central ministry or department at central government level. So both channels are open for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Correct, sir.
Any other questions, please? Yeah, Abhishek.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Nishant Dubey. I am from final year computer engineering. My question is that why do we need to firstly show our Aadhaar card in the first place? Why not integrate all our documents like Aadhaar card, PAN card to a single app, single card, and like show that to card only? Like as we know, cyber threats are also emerging. Why not make a single card for all the document, like where we can use our voter ID, Aadhaar card, PAN card, and wherever needed, like the third party and all, we can just show that card only. And like that card should be organized.
So have you experienced DigiYatra?
Yes.
So do you realize that there are two documents in one when you go through the airport?
Yes.
It has your face,
Yes.
which has been identified using your selfie, which was verified by Aadhaar.
Yes.
It also has your ticket details, which show that you are allowed into the airport at the same time. How did that happen? Because of interoperable rails that were set up, that Aadhaar could give that document to DigiYatra. DigiYatra could also associate with the airport to get the ticket credentials, merge them into a QR code, which allows you access with your face. This is just a matter of reality. The way we are credentializing and tokenizing the credentials of the people, their faces, their names, their addresses, and in addition, their access points, their bank accounts, etc. The digital rails have now been placed where wallets and integrators will be able to merge these and give you a composite access or a composite credential, which will allow you to maybe trade in stock markets, maybe go to a company with your all credentials, that you have an AI degree also, you have a computer science degree also. So together you can use those credentials with very high verifiability and checking. So it's a matter of time. All of us will have to come together and make it happen.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
I think ma'am has given you a business idea. You can be entrepreneur.
Check if there are any So just want to check if there are any plans or any solutions in under works for age verifications and parental consent for DPDP.
Yeah, so this has been, when we are giving our last slides of the presentation, so it is already there into Aadhaar app. Sir?
Can we request the console to show the last slide of the presentation, please, before this?
So consent management is integral part of UIDAI process, whether it is authentication or offline verification. Consent management is always there. In case of Aadhaar app, it has been amplified into all our sessions during fireside chat of CEO UIDAI also, that it is what data you should be sharing is in your hands.
Can I?
So we have age verification tags are there. You want to verify whether somebody is above 60 or 18 or 21. You can ask that question and app will say yes or no, that kind of answer. It's a zero knowledge kind of protocol that we have incorporated into that.
Okay, and under DPDP, I'm supposed to take verified parental consent. So, is there any way to link the consent of a child to a parent? Is there any way to do that, or anything under works?
Yes, that's
I'll just add to what my colleague Sabut was telling about the age. We have to take one thing into consideration. Aadhaar has two types of ages. One, which is based on verifiable document like your 10th class or your or your birth certificate. There are a lot of old people who have not have any document, and those are only declarative. There the only year is declared, so that also becomes a challenge. So wherever we have a age which is verified to an extent can be shared, and any entity who use them should use with element of that risk. So age is of that two different parts. I accept people to appreciate this fact. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for addressing the queries rightfully. Thank you, everybody. Please join in for the picture perfect moment in a group photograph here at GFF 2025.